Hey, this is me building and strategizing my 400k per year profit solo consulting business right in front of your eyes. And this is a daily video series that follows the exact same framework. I start by answering your questions. This means that you can ask your question down below in the comment section, and then I'll answer your question in tomorrow's video. Then I run you through business stats, which is me filling out this sheet every single day. Then I run you through my to-do list, what I did today and what I do tomorrow. And then last but not least, I do some live strategy on how I'm planning to get to $1 million a year in personal profit. Right now, I'm pacing 500k this year in personal profit. So follow along while I try my best to double my business. And this is the daily update channel that you're watching right now. So what I usually do is that I head into community and then I basically just scroll all the way down until I find a comment that I haven't interacted with, and then I answer the question. So let's take this one off. So we start today's video with a question from Melde. Let's see here. Let me zoom in so that you can actually see something. Can you? Yeah, you can. Hey Fred, I like the vids here. They're great and gets a feeling of getting closer to you and your biz somehow. I'm soon going all in on my marketing agency for Danish service-based companies. I want to hear your take on how to get my first paying customer. I'm starting with cold calls, but I'm not close to good at it, but trying to watch and learn. Then I've considered 7 days free trial and setup, getting some testimonials and try to convert them. I'm posting on LinkedIn and social media for my company. Any improvements, I just 10x what I'm doing. I think, bro, the only time in business that you should 10x what you're doing is if you're doing something that's working. So your number one priority, bro, is just figuring out how to get one client, and then the method that you use to get that one client, you want to 10x that. So we need to start from the top here and then realize who are the clients that you're trying to reach, Danish service-based companies. I think, bro, you can do yourself a challenge and see if you can niche a little bit more down, because there's a big difference in service-based companies. So I think see if you can like niche even further down, because once you've niched a little bit further down, it's easier for you to find out where this specific target group of people actually hangs out. If your audience is on Facebook or LinkedIn or email or cold calls. So I think try to niche down. Cold calls is extremely efficient in the beginning, right? Because what you're doing in the beginning is that you want high volume and quality, and cold calls is extremely high volume and it's very personal. And what it is, it's that it's a short cycle from when you call someone to you get a yes or no, a call or a demo or whatever it could be. So I'd recommend cold call, and always remember, bro, that no one is good at something when they're just starting out. The only people that are good at cold calls are people that have done 5,000 cold calls, you know. So I think, bro, the main thing that you should do is just cold calls. When you've done your cold calls, then you can post on LinkedIn and social media for your company. All right. A lot of people get it wrong. They do all the fun stuff first, and then when the real work needs done, then they're like, I'll do it tomorrow. So I think, bro, just be really good at identifying the things that moves the needle within your business, like 80%, and do that 80% of the time, and then you can do the rest. All right. So yeah, and congrats on starting a business, bro, and just like going all in. That's typically the first step. Burn the boats. It might not be the best advice for some people. It kind of like depends on how you work mentally. But for me, it helped me a lot that when I started out, I told myself I have 1 year to be full-time on my business, and if I'm not making $5,000 a month within 12 months, then I have to go back and finish my university studies. So I wish you all the best, bro. Good luck with it. Then let's see. Hey, Fred T here. Good to see you again, bro. A bit of a longer question. Okay, let's run it. Hey, Fred T here. I'm preparing to launch a new B2B offer into the space. So here's a big question. How should I price and structure our business-to-business info offer so that I can scale to 100k a month with high margins and low operational complexity, given that my value delivery relies heavily on one-on-one support, which is calls and chat, which doesn't scale easily? Should I charge super high ticket, use a rev share model, focus on renewals, charge extra after results are achieved? It can be 7.5k up front and then 7.5k after result. I built a pretty sick course, but that only alleviates a part of the pressure, and I would need to work on it much more to downscale the call frequency and one-on-one questions. I think this is just in your realm of experience. I think so. I hope so. This is a bonus question. All right, bro. That I think you didn't lie when you told me that this is a big question. How can I get to 100K a month with high margins and low operational? All right. Okay, let's run it. This will be a long answer. This will be the strategy of the video, because this will basically just be me mind dumping everything I know about scaling info to 100K a month, the different ways and routes that you can pick and go, the pros and cons, and also how I'm going about it. All right. So let's run it. Let's run it. So for context, I've taken 2 of my own offers to more than 100K per month. I had one business that peaked at 217K a month. The other one did around like 120K-ish. And then I've taken a handful, I think 5 or 7 at this point, clients' businesses to 100K a month. I'll focus on my own businesses that I've taken to 100K a month, all right? This business this month, Digital Coffee, which is kind of like exactly what you explained here, bro, did like 75K in rev, all right? So it's almost 100K. I did no acquisition for the entire month. It's only client renewals and payment plans. So I'm pretty sure, bro, in the next few months, 3 months, it depends on how hard I want to go on acquisition, I'll get this business to 100K a month. But let me run you through it, bro. All right. So as you said, the key thing here, right? For example, in my own, in the 2 offers previously that I scaled to 100K a month, it was one offer, right? It was one way of delivering the offer, so one source of delivery, through basically one funnel, all right? Because what this gives you is it gives you something that is productized, right? There is no different packages, different funnels, ecosystem, yada, yada, yada. The pros with this one is heavy predictability, and also the fact that it is productized. It's easier to like do the numbers with a large sales team and like a bunch of operational work, because it's like selling an expensive t-shirt, you know, it's like clockwork. So, but it also has cons. Running high cold traffic volume into a VSL funnel that is very generic into in a beginner's how to start a business model comes with the price of a short sales cycle, which typically needs to be carried by an extremely strong guaranteed offer and also an extremely good sales team. And you need to just be really good at turning cold traffic into paid customers pretty fast. And that is typically pretty expensive. Your cost per acquisition is typically pretty high in this case, all right? So I just wanted to like give that info to you at first, because that kind of like puts all the other stuff into perspective, all right? Because here, bro, you have something, bro, that I believe that you're probably pretty good at, right? Which means that you now want to maximize the thing that you're good at, right? And the thing that you're kind of like curious about here is, should I go rev share? Should you go renewals focus? Should you go high ticket up front, pay after results? Should you focus more on course? Should you do more one-on-one? Should you do agency? Whatever it is, right? This was the exact thing that I stood with 1 year ago, bro, when I shut down my 200K a month coaching business. And I was like, I'm really fucking good at scaling info, but I'm never gonna sell one offer to one group of people ever in my life again. I'm not gonna push a product down people's throat. I want to build the coolest ecosystem and content around the things that I'm good at, my personal values and how I like my business philosophy. And then I want to make sure that the people that come to me, I have something that I can offer to the majority of them, depending on what they're seeking and what also I want to offer the person in front of me, right? So what we're talking about here, bro, is that you have a core product. This is your coffee, right? That you can now deliver into 3 different ways. So this one is course, right? This is your do-it-yourself. Then you have your done with you, which is your one-on-one. And then up here, you can have done for you. You don't have to do done for you, bro, but the key up here is rev share, right? So with this in mind, bro, this is how you will structure your business, right? It's the same core product, just delivered in 3 different ways. In my case, I have a marketing agency. Right now, I have ownership in 5 coaching businesses. It's a long-term play. For me, it is about building a business that isn't built around my face. Not a lot of people know that I have this marketing agency. It did $23,000 here in July, and next month we're pacing 35K. and then we're turning up ads, landing page, acquisition, and it will be a separately branded agency away from my face. It is a 2 to 3 year personal play from my end. I started it in February, so I have seen incredibly good market fit, incredibly good clients, very nice. All right, so that is my high ticket. It is where if I see a person where I'm like, it's exponential for me to allocate my team's time and hours into this business, because the long-term fruits that we can harvest from this client is greater than the short-term cash that I can collect. And I'm in a very grateful position, extremely blessed to where I don't need a lot of cash right now, you know. So that's the agency play. And for me, bro, I want 25% of my personal income in a year's time or so, depending, give and take. I don't want to put too much time frame on my goals these days. I don't really care. I know it'll happen. So I want 25% of my personal income to come from the agency. All right. Then this is my flagship product. This is my done with you. And before I built this offer stack, bro, I knew that the thing that I wanted to focus on the most is one-on-one mentorship, Slack, and like being known for the guy that runs the digital coffee shop, who is the best person in the world at scaling solo consultants, expert-led businesses. And I like to work with people one-on-one, so I knew that this would be my flagship offer. And I think we can do 20 to 25 here just for like estimates. And I want to make 65 to 70% of my personal income from done with you. All right. So that is what I preach. That is what I talk about in my content. That is how I've created the offer stack with this in mind. Of this is my flagship product. The lower tier and the higher tier is just there to support the outliers in the people that are extremely qualified, where it makes sense for me to take rev share. And the course and do it yourself is a downsell for the people that is not qualified to work with me one-on-one, either by me feeling like I'm not going to enjoy spending a lot of time with this person and I don't want to bring on any more one-on-one clients if my time is capped. So I'm going to offer you course and community. All right. So Done With You is my flagship offer. I can even ascend people to Done For You. And when people have decided that, let's say that they've worked with me for 4 months, they know exactly what they want to do. Then they can drop down into course and community here. All right. So I create different tiers of access to working with me. So as I said, I want to have like 65 or 70% of my income come from this. And then I have course community, which is the last 10 to 15-ish percentage here, you know. So now, bro, you have everything laid out. I would recommend you to create somewhat the same here, because then you know how much money each month you need to find in the different tiers. All right. For me to do 100K a month, which is my goal in personal profit, while I'm writing 100%, it needs to be around $120,000, because I'm estimating cost of 20K to make 100K in personal profit, which is my goal, right? This means that every single month from the agency, I need to make between 25 or 30 grand. Then I need to make 70 grand from Done With You. And then I need to make like 10 or 15K from the course, right? So now I have prices. I have it separated in each category. From my marketing agency, I own 33%, which means that if I aim to personally make 25K, 30K from that agency, it needs to be doing 80 or 90K a month, all right? Right now we're on 25, pacing 30. So we just need to triple the business, and I'm no doubt in my mind. It's going incredibly well. And right now it's performance shares only that we're making this kind of money, right? Then for my Done With You, I need to find around 70 to 75K each month. And I'm only taking calls 3 days a week. And right now people talk to me bi-weekly, which means that on my, on my calendar, there is around 12 spots a week, right? Which is 48 spots a month, which is around 20 to 24 clients. I'll say 20 and leave it on the lower end. So 20 clients where I need to make 70 to 75K from these 20 clients. That is basically 3.5K from each client, right? So that's my pricing basically. And then I need to find 10, 15, 20K from do-it-yourself course. which again, I can just divide it out, and then let's say that I want to sell the course or community for, let's say, 4 or 5K, one-time fee for 4 or 5 months access, then I have that number there, right? So like, bro, this is what you want to do. You want to first build out your core product and your deliverables. Then you want to find your flagship offer. It can be the premium one. It can be course community. My percentages will change over time, I promise you. This is a false mentality that it's unscalable to do calls and chat. It's just about what you charge, bro, and how much money you want to make. Because you can just say, bro, that your flagship offer is the course community, and your premium offer is you're done with you, and then your even more premium is even more access to you, bro. So maybe there's some done for you aspects. Maybe you write their ads or whatever. So that's how I would do it, bro. Let me see if I actually gave you a good answer here. I wanted to give you the why and the knowledge and the things that instead of just like giving you the answer, just to challenge you a little bit here, you know. Your course, bro, should just be used as a lever for you to avoid tech support and silly questions on one-on-one, so that your one-on-one calls with people can be used for heavy relationship building, because it's the relationship that you have with your clients that will, together with the results that you bring them, that will basically determine your lifetime value. All right, so make sure that the one-on-one, like I had this talk with Anton today, which is my partner, my agency. I live with him, and I told him, for example, I see myself going through different seasons. And for me mentally, these 2 months here where I haven't brought on any new clients, or the last 5 or 6 weeks, they have been a little bit challenging for me mentally, because I've always measured my own worth and my business success in my revenue curve. So it was, if I was doing more rev and more profit, I was feeling I was doing good, right? So right now, for example, my revenue is not growing because I'm not doing any acquisition. I'm literally full capacity, which means that I'm still working the same amount of hours and moving the needle in my business. It's just in areas right now where you cannot measure it. And most entrepreneurs and business owners, I believe that they have such a hard time getting to the next level because they're not willing to have seasons of stagnation or slightly decline in order to get ready for the next season, you know? So bro, that's why you want to focus for a long time on one-on-one, because the more involvement from your end, the better client results, the higher lifetime value, and the more data and feedback you can use for your program. So I had a talk with one of my clients actually 2 days ago. He's such a cool client, man. I love that guy. He's really, really talented. And he came to me from zero. And normally I don't work with people from zero, but the guy had done 70K in his previous business, and he had an amazing resume. First 4 weeks, he's now doing 40K a month. And we had a talk about this where it's like he thought that he wanted to go the done with you way like me, but I told the guy to start in done for you and operate his new audience here, because he has such a strong background in it, that I knew that his hourly rate would be exponential by operating instead of just consulting. Also because he's in a niche where there's not a lot of potential clients, so he needs to make the most of them. And now, right, he was like, but I'm not turning on ads. I don't feel like I'm going fast enough. I'm like, bro, you don't need to go fast. Right now you're making 40K, right? And you're getting so much data from operating and working with these people on a done-for-you basis. Like, you're building generational case studies, generational data, systems, playbooks, winning elements, all of these things that you can then turn into a consulting offer to tell people what to do, to then a course. And that's his roadmap for 150 to 200K a month business. But he needs to do the groundwork first, right? You can't run before you crawl. It's simple. But a lot of people, they're so driven by going fast, you know? And hey, if I were like any other mentor on the planet, I would just tell the guy to just like spam ads so that I could get a case study of how I took a guy from 0 to 100K in 60 days. But I would rather tell the guy, slow down, bro. You're not here to rush through your business. You're here to build a really, really good business, and that requires seasons of more work that will not like deflect on your stripe, you know? So I hope that makes sense, bro. And yes, when you launch a version 1 of your course, very fast you want to launch version 2 based on the initial feedback, and then you want to give it some more time before version 3. So basically, bro, what you want to do right here, right, is yes, you're doing it exactly like me, right? I just dedicated a year to one-on-one calls, and I've done 700, and because I know that I wanna build Digital Coffee to like an extremely respected consulting company within digital experts. I want to build it as the best thing ever. So like I needed a lot of data to build my program, right? And I'll continue to do so. But it's a good thought process here, bro. I love it. Bro, I challenge you to write another comment based on everything that you've learned from this. Hopefully you learned like a little bit. If not, then I have a problem and I need to retire. Yeah, I challenge you to give me some context, bro, on all of this, if it made sense or not. Bonus question: how do you keep your B2B clients engaged in the community if you offer one-on-one Slack support? Doesn't that kind of make everyone just chat with you in Slack and that is it? What do you use to host your community? Good question, bro. I think I played my cards extremely bad here because to 80% of the clients that I work with now, a community wasn't even involved in the deal that they bought. So they're like, I just want time with you, Fred, and you should be my external business partner. I don't give a shit about a community, I just need you. And then I introduced the community, so of course it's not that active as I wanted it to. But it's heavily working, it's getting a lot better. I have a really high show rate on weekly calls, that has helped a lot. And I think the takeaway that I'm taking from this community is that all people are aligned. There's not an outlier, or like there's not... The quality of the people is highly like me in terms of like personal values and personality. So the vibes are really, really good. I hosted a meetup in Denmark. I haven't shared it online or anything, where we were 12 guys playing paddle and had dinner and these things, which was super cool. And I'll also do a lot of masterminds when my own personal situation here, living situation, is sorted out a little bit. So yeah, bro, that could definitely be better because most people use the one-on-one instead of the questions tab. But I'm planning on when I launch my course, right? Then I'll do course community, one kickoff call with me, and then Slack access by texting in community, and then I'll answer publicly so that everyone gets something out of the questions. I think that works pretty well. That's what I did in my last coaching business. And I use Slack, bro. I use Slack for all client communication and front end, and then I have a custom built Airtable basically like client backend. So that's what I use. I appreciate the question, brother. I wish you all the best, man. I wish you all the best. You're currently signed out. Oh my goodness. I answered your question for too long, brother, that I'm now signed out here. So I'll log in again. Let me see here. Oh my goodness, I'm on my personal channel now. This is the con with doing these raw. All right, we're back. But I just watched the time, and this video is 23 minutes. So we'll do all the other comments tomorrow. I promise you. Sorry, I'm not gonna say sorry. It's my channel. I'll do business stats. I just looked at the time. I have something here in 7 minutes. So this is business stats. This is a sheet that I fill out every single day. Wow, guys, something in my nose. I track the growth of all my social channels. So 387 on daily. And on my main YouTube channel, we're currently sitting on 6,457. 6,457. My Instagram, 2985. Oh, 2895. Bro, am I cooked? Yeah, I definitely am. Yeah, 9. Sorry. Bro, it's been a long day. There we go. And daily updates, 367. There we go. No money made yesterday. But I spent a lot of money. Not a lot of money, but I spent 16,000 2,454 for my graphic designer. He's building all visual models for the digital coffee shop program. So like every video that you'll see in there will have a custom made visual design made by an actual graphic designer. So yeah, that takes a lot of time, and it challenges me to take my brain and turn it into visual models. So I love that process. So yeah, that's his monthly cut. He's a good guy. All right, that was business stats. Very good. Let me remove this. No, I don't need to. To-do list. So today's Thursday. Normally I don't have calls on my screen is frozen. You can't see anything. All right, we'll do it in full screen. Today, Thursday. Did you actually see? Okay, all good. Thursday, normally I don't have calls on Thursdays, but sometimes life happens. So today I had a few calls, mainly with agency because there was some shit that I had to fix. So yeah, that's how it is. Then I just built program. I wrote an IG post, checked in with all clients, did some boring work with some accounting stuff that I'm fixing. That's basically it. For strategy, nothing, because Mr. T asked a fucking great question, so that became the strategy session. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see each other tomorrow.